Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing another very powerful team featuring Alolan Sandslash on a slightly modified version of team number 1 from my top 3 best Alolan Sandslash teams, and we will be leading with it. It is one of the more powerful and versatile leads now with Drill Run in the Great League. Can absolutely threaten and put some fear into those steel types. And also on this team, Sableye on the safe swap in for Medicham. The original version had Medicham on the safe swap, but I thoroughly underestimated how powerful DD would be in this meta. I knew it would be strong, but my goodness, not quite this strong. So Sableye in for Medicham. I would rather not be double weak to DD. And also on this team, Altaria. Quick side note, you will see my rank 1 Altaria that does not have Moonblast for the entirety of this video. I just was not paying attention, guys, and just kept running my rank 1 Altaria. You do want to have Moonblast. That is the ideal move. But I was a noob and I was not paying attention, so I had my rank 1 Altaria with Dazzling Gleam. But yeah, definitely go Moonblast. Altaria, amazing as a closer. Alolan Sandslash, easily one of my favorite Pokemon that got a buff for Season 15. And here we go, Shadow Swampert lead. Not ideal, but we can put in work because we are Shadow and our damage output is quite noticeable as a Shadow. It is preferred that you have the Shadow. Gonna go for the Ice Punch and grabbing an early shield from the Swampert. So we will return the shield in kind. As I mentioned, we are Shadow, so this Shadow Hydro Cannon would be doing quite a bit. And I expected them to overfarm a little bit more. I wanted to time the catch appropriately, but they throw one and then go. So good on them, but they end up catching on us. Holy smokes, that's an amazing catch onto a Registeel. Very nice catch by them. So we will look to threaten to do a lot of damage to Reggie or grab that final shield. And we're going to preserve our A-Slash. It is quite valuable with this type of coverage now in Season 15. So going to make a play in the Sableye here. And a Zap Cannon, they don't throw, they hold on, playing quite well, quite patiently, I must admit. But I was going to say a Zap Cannon does not KO and they cannot farm down with our Ghost typing. So they are going to have to throw a second move. We did get the attack drop, which is very unfortunate for us, but we can still put in work with this. A nice neutral damage with stab coming from Sableye here. And they will look to get rid of our Sableye here. That is okay. Gonna bring A-Slash back in to get ahead on energy. Waiting for a catch, expecting a catch. They bring that Swampert back in. So we are going for this Ice Punch and we are saying bye-bye to the annoying Swampert. And we can't farm down. They are at a move, so they will take out our A-Slash. I'm really hoping this is not a double steal line. If it is, then it is what it is. It's just RPS. But generally, Altaria can do well when shields are down. Holy smokes. They had a Shadow K9. Kanto Ninetales here. This is beautiful. This thing can do nothing to Altaria. My goodness, that worked out beautifully. They can throw whatever they want. Nothing will one-shot Altaria from this health range, which is why Altaria is such a good closer. Performs beautifully when shields are down as the opponent does top left. Good game, well played to our opponent. My goodness, Alolan Sandslash, so good now with Drill Run. Oh my goodness, like I said, one of my favorite newly buffed Pokemon. And here we go, Azumarill lead. This is a positive lead for us here, even though they are doing neutral fast move pressure. We easily win this in the twos because we hit hard and we outpace. That's why we win in the twos. So we're comfortable just to stay here. Obviously, our 2 Pokemon in the back want nothing to do with an Azumarill. If you're going to catch a fairy, you want to catch it right here, guys. So we're staying right here. And they are not running Hydro Cannon, or excuse me, Hydro Pump. We did shield out of caution because they did build all the way up to it. So now that we know that they are not running Hydro Pump, we can safely no shield the next move here. Just going to overload a little bit here and let this next move go. Not likely that they are running Play Rough Hydro Pump, and they're not. They didn't even build up to it. So now we're just going to overload and go for the resisted Ice Punch with Stab, I might add, because that is enough to allow us to say bye-bye to the Azumarill. And just like that, A-Slash has 1 lead, and because we overfarmed, we can threaten the Sableye here and do some damage. They can tank this, but they shield. That is beautiful. And we let A-Slash go down so that we can control the alignment here. And we're going to align our Altaria onto this Sableye. Not planning to shield anything. And look at me, guys. Such a noob. I actually went for multiple Dazzling Gleams throughout these battles. And still, I was not paying attention. I'm thinking, oh, it's funny. It's taken quite a bit longer to get to this Moonblast. Oh, that animation looks a little different. And I still just kept running it, guys. I just was not paying attention. Oh my goodness, but they've got an Altaria of their own. We did hit them with a Dazzling Gleam, doing big super effective damage, and we're going to farm all the way down. Trying to trigger a CMP, we lose CMP, of course. Rank 1 Sableye does not win too many CMPs. That is okay. Altaria up a shield will do just fine up against this opposing Sableye here. And they are at return energy. That would KO from this range, so we're going to spin the shield here. And we do shield up a foul play, but that is okay. They will not make it to another return. They are forced to go for the back-to-back foul plays, and that just will not cut it for the Sableye, unfortunately. And we do get to the Sky Attack. This Sableye has no shields, so that means we're saying bye-bye to the Sableye. And just like that, Altaria doing its job on this team, closing the game strong. That's going to be a good game, well played. All of the moving parts to this modified version of Team Number 1 complement each other beautifully. And here we go, Noctowl lead. Not ideal for the Shadow, because believe it or not, as a Shadow, we actually lose in the 2s to Noctowl. But we're going to stick it out and see what they're giving us here. They do tank the first Ice Punch as they can. And just in case they're baiting, I'm going to let this go because we do tank a Shadow Ball. And they go right for the Shadow Ball as they should. Good on them for that. And going to look to put the pressure on this tanky owl here by going for another Ice Punch. And they do shield, so beautiful. So now, what I want to do is either make them make a decision, lose their overpowered owl, or give us a shield advantage. So we will shield this up and look to get rid of the owl or take a shield, but they catch onto a Medicham. That's beautiful. That works as well because we have the hardest check to Medicham in the entire Great League coming in the form of good old Sableye. You absolutely love to see it. And we let all this go. I'm planning on going for an aggressive farm down on this Medicham. They're running Power Up Punch. That is okay. So yeah, gonna aggressively farm down this Medi here. It can do nothing up against Sableye. It is absolutely helpless. And we will overload here. And they are thinking long and hard. Bring it in. What do you got? We are absolutely loaded. They bring in the owl, so going to go right for the foul play. We do have back-to-back, and we will win CMP if they decide to shield, but they do not. They let the owl go, and they're running nerfed Trevenant. Hello? Oh, my goodness. Holding on to the past. You got to let that go, my friend. Trevenant has definitely seen better days. Tried to make an unnecessary catch, but they realize it is over, and they do top left. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. Oh, this modified version of Team Number 1 from my top 3 best Alolan Sandslash teams was absolutely dominating. And here we go. Speaking of dominating, this is definitely a lead. We dominate. We have Shadow Dragonite. They make a play into a Lickitung and gonna match bulk with some bulk in the form of our Altaria. Gonna bring this onto the Licky here and look to go to work on it. At the very least, grab a shield advantage. We're not overly concerned with taking switch here. We'll do just fine. If we grab the shield, we'll do just fine because that Dragonite absolutely needs all the shields it can get because it is about as squishy as a Pokemon gets. So we are currently just playing out the zeros. No one's shielding just yet, and now we will make them think because the Sky Attack should just about KO this Licky, and they shield. That is beautiful. We'll take that 100%. Not a problem at all. They can farm down all they want. We can easily just bring back in our A-Slash, and we hardwall the charge moves on this Lickitung here. It's all resisted. They can go Body Slam all they want. That is double resisted. Not going to cut it. And so I was fine losing switch because Sableye up a shield does quite well up against everything in the entire meta. Even the owl. Sableye up a shield can actually beat the owl. And they come in with a lantern, so gonna fire off this massively super effective drill run, doing big damage, over half the health on one of the tankier Pokemon in the league. And we're going for drill run number 2. Let's see if they want to go down on shields. They do not, putting the hope and faith into that Dragonite. So now the play here is to farm the Dragonite all the way down, guys. We're not throwing a move. This thing is made of paper, tissue paper. We just shield everything and farm down. This thing is so squishy. Even fast move pressure will, yeah, that's not going to happen. It goes down to the Shadow Claws, and Sableye left standing in the end. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Alolan Sandslash in its shadow form really puts in the work. I absolutely love this thing. And here we go. Nightmare League going to go into Sableye. This is why we swapped out Medi for Sableye. But that's not good either. They super hard counter lead and then even more brutal counter swap here. Gonna try our best here. Gonna make a proposition, a silent proposition. Obviously, we cannot openly communicate with our opponent, but I'm gonna do something crazy and kind of desperate, to be honest, and see if they'll give us a shield advantage. I'm gonna shield everything and see if they want to take the shield advantage and go on from there. So we are going for the foul play, shielding up everything, and gonna go for foul play number 3 here and see what they want to do. This would not quite KO, but I do believe that would KO actually from that range. I was going to say if it didn't, we could just farm down with the resistant Shadow Claws. And they are going straight Power Whip, as they should in this matchup. And yeah, gonna hope like heck that they give us the shield advantage. Going for foul play number 4 here on this very tanky licky tongue. Holy smokes. They don't want to accept our silent proposition, so we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid. Switch was not going to happen for us, so we just immediately go right into our Sandslash, drawing back out the Deoxys. And if you know that you're only going to make it to one move, you go for the Drill Run. That does more DPE, even though Ice Punch has Stab. And if you're wondering what DPE is, that stands for damage per energy. It's a more energy-efficient move. And they are going to take us out with a Thunderbolt. Just wanted to soak that on Sableye and put the hope and faith into Altaria. I do believe we will get this farm. No, we don't quite get the farm down. Just shy of the farm down, but nothing KOs coming from DD. They hit us with the neutral Thunderbolt. I do believe if you're only going to get to one move, I think you want to go Psycho Boost there, but that is okay. They've got a Sableye, but I know it's just about over. This does not KO, but that Licky has a Body Slam stored, so gonna just throw this Dazzling Gleam here, thinking it was a Moonblast at the time. Like I said, I threw multiple Dazzling Gleams, just was not paying attention. You don't want to be running that. You want to run Moonblast if you can. And yeah, this is lights out for us. They had a Body Slam. Tried our very best to wiggle our way out of that one, but it was not going to happen. Good game, well played to them. Yeah, that last team was an uphill battle for sure. But what's not an uphill battle is facing a nerfed Trevenant on the lead. You absolutely love to see it. They swap into a Frostlass, and we had just the answer to a Frostlass coming in the form of Sableye. So, gonna shield this up and see what they want to do. This is not flippable for them, so they absolutely should not be shielding in this circumstance. But we're gonna fire off the foul play nonetheless. They do shield, want to put up a fight, and that is okay. Seeing that Trevenant, we want to control the alignment, so gonna double shield here. We could have come back in with our Sandslash, but this is a very unconventional team, and whenever you're faced with that, it definitely pays off more often than not to play for Switch and control the alignment. And they come back in with the Trevenant. Holy smokes, what do they have in the back? My goodness. And they let that go, and we do farm down. They must have a triple ghost team, I'm guessing, but we'll never know as they do top left. Good game, well played to them. Oh man, nerfed Trevenant has certainly seen better days, my goodness. And here we go. Stunfisk lead, not great, as we do lose this in the twos, so at some point we will have to look to pivot. And whenever I see a G-Fisk lead, I'm always thinking team number 1 from my top 5 best Great League teams. So we look to catch. And Team 1 runs G-Fisk double flyers with Noctowl and Altaria in the back. So we see an Altaria here. Now, at this point, I'm thinking maybe it's not team number 1 from my top 5 best Great League teams, because it would make sense if they were running team 1 to bring in the Owl. So sort of calculating. I knew that was a free return. Not likely they would shield that, as they do tank it, but we just mostly wanted to get the Altaria low. We don't plan on shielding. That's not quite flippable. So gonna wait down the switch clock as we were the first to swap out and try to go for a farm down. I don't want to tank any more damage just in case there is another flyer, just in case it is team number 1. So we will throw this Ice Punch. I don't want to get too greedy. I want to stay relatively healthy enough to get rid of this G-Fisk at the very least, and perhaps threaten what could be an Owl in the back if it is team 1 for my top 5 best Great League teams. And they're shielding, so I'm thinking maybe it is another flyer in the back. So, yeah, gonna shield this up and preserve health. Health is very important if it is another flyer in the back, and gonna fire off an Ice Punch. That will be more than enough to send this G-Fisk packing, and they let it go. Beautiful. And it is team 1. Shouts to them. This is team number 1 from my top 5 best Great League teams. Gonna put the pressure on this Owl and throw this Ice Punch. They let it go as they can. And that was just icing on the cake, because in the 1s, we do quite well up against the Owl here with our Altaria. Getting off that chip damage just makes it even better, further cements what will be a victory here. We can actually just farm down. We let the first move go, and we can shield this next move, and we will get the farm down. This is beautiful. Shouts to them, running team number 1, but it kind of ran into a brick wall with our team. Good game, well played to them. Shouts to that last trainer, rocking team 1 for my top 5 best Great League teams. You love to see it. You also love to see a Sableye lead if you run Shadow Alolan Sandslash, as we do comfortably win the 2s here. So that is exactly what we're going to do. The way I like to play these is play out the 2s, because I want to control the alignment just in case they have a Steel type in the back. They often have 2, and if that's the case, it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle, but not impossible. I just find that that's the most comfortable way to play it. If there's a Reggie and a Basti in the back, it's very difficult. And they're shielding, so I'm going to play as intended, play out the 2s. We do get the farm down. They won't even have a chance to use that second shield. But they've got a Swampert in the back, so this is beautiful for us. Gonna fire off this Ice Punch here and just let Sandslash go down and control the alignment here. But they got greedy and let us get to an Ice Punch. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be doing big damage on the Swampert. Oh my gosh. Alolan Sandslash, a Wrecking Ball. And oh my goodness, they've got a Clefable. I'm thinking, are you kidding me? But they're not. This is a Meteor Mash. This is not a Moonblast. They're going Meteor Mash. That means they're not running Moonblast. Hello? That is the appeal to running Fairy Wind Clefable, guys. And we just chip with the Sky Attack and throw Sableye in here, as we do need a healthy Altaria for that Swampert. And they're throwing Meteor Mash again. Holy smokes, guys. This is why you want to be running Moonblast on your Fairy Wind Clefable. That is the appeal. If you're running Psychic, you absolutely negate what would be a dominant matchup against Dragons and Dark types. Oh my goodness, a miscalculation, I will say, by our opponent, and because they weren't running Moonblast, we actually end up winning this battle. My goodness. Got a little lucky there, but Altaria left standing in the end. Good game, well played to our opponent. Oh my goodness, this team was absolutely putting in the work. Oh, such a good team. A/, much improved. And here we go, picking up a positive lead coming in the form of Cresselia. They make a play into a Shadow Canine, and we had a solid answer to it in the back in the form of our Dragon type Altaria. This thing can do nothing to Altaria, obviously. Even if it was running Psyshock, it's still not even close. A lot of people running Shadow Canine, as it is an excellent answer to the newly buffed Ice types and, of course, A/. It's actually a nightmare for A/, and we do take that out with ease, and we've got some loaded energy here for this Cresselia. That does undoubtedly come back in, and we will not shield this. We are going to just control the alignment, do as much chip damage as we can, and I don't anticipate our opponent will allow us to get too much further ahead. in terms of energy here. They do go for the Moonblast. That, of course, takes our Altaria out. We come back in with Sandslash, and they've got a Quagsire in the back, so this is getting a little tricky. We are not out of the woods just yet. Quagsire can flip this into twos, but they do have to double bait. I know that. I shielded up just in case they wanted to throw us a curveball and go right for the Stone Edge, but we do end up shielding the Mud Bomb bait. They have to double bait to win this. That is the only way Shadow Quagsire can win this in the twos. So going to let this go, thinking that they were going to play to that, but no, they go right for the Stone Edge, and they can't farm down, and we will make it to 2 foul plays here in time. So we just go for these foul plays, and it is over. They needed to double bait to flip that and have a chance. Not going to happen. Sableye has something to say about that. We get to this, and we're saying bye-bye to the Quag. And now it is smooth sailing from here, and our opponent does realize it was not going to happen. They do top left. Cresselia can do nothing to Shadow Sandslash. And a good game, well played to our opponent, and that is the team, my friends. How about the modified version of team number 1 from my top 3 best Alolan Sandslash teams? Like I said, the original team number 1 team comp had Medicham on the safe swap, which is still okay, not bad. Medi is an absolute beast, but I thoroughly underestimated how prevalent Defense Form Deoxys would be this season. Of course, you never truly know until the season actually drops. And yeah, the amount of DDs in response to the buffed ice types is quite prevalent. So I elected to make a game time decision and swap out Medi for Sableye in anticipation of all of the Defense Form Deoxys leads. Sableye, obviously a much better answer to DD than Medi on the safe swap. So the dynamics of this ABB line, sort of ABB, it plays like an ABB, is that Sandslash protects our back 2 Pokemon from the fairy types, as well as protecting Altaria from opposing ice types, and can hit those steals as well, which is why Sandslash and Altaria make for a very, very powerful core. And you round that out with a very powerful safe swap option in Sableye, drawing out a potential fairy if at all possible. You may even draw out a steel type. That way Sandslash can come back in, clear the way for Altaria to absolutely close the game strong. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.